polygon into the TI nspire and then coming up with the correct lengths of sides, slopes, and everything. Now, you don't want to use Scratchpad. Scratchpad will limit the amount of information that you can use, the amount of functions that you can use, so you don't want to use it. What you want to use is graph. So go to New Document, go to Graph, add your graph, close the entry line. Now, your operating system might have a different menu than mine, but you might have to go to Geometry instead of having points, lines, measurements, shapes, constructions, and transformations. The ones that we're going to use are going to be points and lines, measurements, and constructions.
I hope you're all working because it's due at the end of the hour.
So we need to start putting in segments. So we're going to go to points and lines, and then we're going to go to segments. Now, from our worksheet, we're going to use the quadrilateral hide for our example. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to figure out exactly where to put things. So good. Alright, to put a point in, we're going to go by endpoints. The first point H is at 214. So you're going to open up the coordinate, so you use the left parentheses, you go 2, enter, 14, enter, get your first point. Second point is 711, open the coordinate, 7, enter, 11, enter, and we have our first segment. Now, we're just going to continuously build segments here. The next one, ID, has the first point at 711, so open it, 7, enter, 11, enter. The next point's at 11.1, so open it, 11, enter, 1, enter. Now we're going to go to DE, which is at 11.1 and 6.4. Open, 11, enter, 1, enter. The next point's at open it up, 6, enter, 4, enter. Now we have the last point, which is at 6.4 to 2.14. So we go open, 6, enter, 4, enter. The last point's at 2.14, so open 2, enter, 14, enter. Now, so we have these. Now we also have to draw the diagonals. An easy way to do that, instead of just going by coordinates, is to take the pointer and point at the point. You'll get a hand with a finger that's pointing at the point. That means that's the point we want. Click on that, and then you can draw until you get to the opposite point right there. And so we have one diagonal, we have this point, and two diagonals. Now, up at the top here, this is going to tell you, this box here tells you exactly what you're doing and how to do it if you need help. We're going to escape out of there and the box goes away. Now, to move the screen to something that works a little bit better, you just grab the screen and move it down. You're going to use this key right here. You're going to hold it down until the hand looks like it's grabbing the picture and moving it. Now, to make the shape bigger, all you have to do is go to the axes, one of the axes, grab that, and move it. And then you can move it down, up, whatever you need to do. Just so we have some space, I'm going to put it in the middle. Now, at this point, you may not want the axes, so you can go to Menu, go to View, and you could go down to Hide Axes, and they're gone. But we have everything that we need. We just have a blank canvas, but the axes are still there. Now, a couple of the things that I would recommend doing is saying, alright, Menu, go to Action, and then go to coordinates and equations. And then go up to this point, that's that coordinate. This point, so you don't forget where the coordinates actually are. And it also helps to make sure that you're putting in the right points. So you can hide your axes, you can come up with the coordinates, and you can backtrack to see how this is done in the video. It's going to be probably pretty quick, but not too bad. Now, to find the lengths of all these segments, there's 6 segments. Hit menu. We're going to do a measurement. We measure lengths. So we're going to measure length. So this one, 10.8. This one, 5.83 units. It's in U, so it's for units. This one's 10.8. This one, 5.83. This is the top diagonal. So I'm going to put this one over here, and I'm going to put the second diagonal over here. So now I have the 2 diagonals. First diagonals to the left, second diagonals to the right. Now we're going to do the same thing with slope. We measure slope. So we're going to measure slope. There's the first slope, put it right next to the measurement. There's slope, put it right there. There's slope, put it right there. There's slope, put it right there. Get the slope of the first diagonal, put it with the first diagonal. Slope with the second diagonal, put it with the second diagonal. And last but not least, we want midpoints. We construct midpoints. So you're going to go to construction, midpoint, and then click on the sides that you want. You can see the midpoints are popping up on any segment that we have. But we want midpoints for the diagonals. There's the midpoint there, there's the midpoint there. Appears to be the same spot. We need the coordinates for the midpoints. So go to menu. To get coordinates, you go to actions, coordinates, click on it. There it is. And you have successfully come up with all the information that we need for this polygon.